Some surprising moments in court today. A defendant who slashed his attorney's face delivered his own closing arguments. A judge ruled last week that Eduardo Macias would have to represent himself after he cut his attorney with a razor during his trial on attempted murder charges. News 8's Phil Blauer is live downtown at the Hall of Justice with more on what Macias told the jury today. Phil?
Marcella, News 8 had the only camera in the courtroom during today's rare act by a defendant. Eduardo Macias did his best to try to defend himself before that jury today and the judge, but he also tried to convince the panel to let his co-defendants in this case become not guilty.
Well, last night I finally came to the conclusion that there is no magic words.
After slashing his defense attorney William Bergener in the face last Thursday, accused Mexican Mafia prison gang member Eduardo Macias acted as his own lawyer during closing arguments.
I believe this case is real simple, but the prosecution is trying to complicate things and put up smoke screens with all these conspiracy theories, secret society codes, secret handshakes.
The 32-year-old, along with two other defendants, 35-year-old Geronimo Polina and 26-year-old Leonel Quinteros, is accused in a July 2010 Donovan State Prison attack on another inmate. Charges against the trio include attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon by a prisoner, and conspiracy. Macias tried to take sole blame for the incident, which left the victim with superficial stab wounds from a razor Macias had hidden in his mouth.
I did willfully slash Ortiz numerous times. There was no conspiracy. It wasn't an attempt to murder. If I wanted to murder Mr. Ortiz, he would be dead. All it takes is one slash of the razor to the jugular, and the man's dead.
Several times during his 25-minute statement, Macias admitted to jurors he was a bad guy, a hardened criminal who should be held accountable and punished for what he did.
Every case I've ever had, I've stood up and took responsibility for my actions. Never once have I coughed out. Never once have I pointed a finger to anyone else. Never once have I sought assistance from peace officers to protect me when I'm on the street victimizing people.
Macias also told the panel that he wasn't trying to beg for mercy. He says he was just showing them that he was telling the truth about what really happened at the Otay Mesa Correctional Facility nearly 2.5 years ago.
I'm not asking for you to like me or empathize with me. What I am asking is that you look past all these smoke screens and find the truth. You're here to make sure justice is served.
Eduardo Macias is facing dozens of years up to life in prison in this case. It's now up to the jurors to decide his fate. We'll hear more from him coming up tonight on News 8 at 6:30. Marcella?
All right, Phil, do you know any more about the consequences that Macias might be facing from slashing his former attorney?
Well, we should say that William Bergener was not in court today. He attempted to get reinstated in this case, but the judge did not have it, and that's why you heard from Eduardo Macias today in his own defense. What we understand is that the district attorney, deputy district attorney in this case, Hector Jimenez, who's the prosecutor, has asked that the information about the slashing regarding the former defense attorney in this case be forwarded to the state attorney general's office for review. So we'll have to see what happens from there.